High percentage indeed. 4 more Longhorns won't be playing in the Texas Bowl. Welcome into Sports Night and thanks for ending your week with us. I'm Joaquin Sanchez. The Longhorns are running out of players that can suit up against Missouri next week. Between injuries and leaving school early, we've already seen a mass exodus on the 40 acres. And Friday, that number doubled. Wide receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey, running back Toneel Carter, and tight end Garrett Gray are all suspended for the Texas Bowl for a violation of team rules. That was announced today by the university. Humphrey was second on the team this season with 37 catches for 431 yards and a touchdown. The freshman Carter got a lot of carries down the stretch and had 4 touchdowns himself on the year, while Gray caught a few passes as well. So Texas loses those 3 guys on the offensive side of the ball. And here's the hit on the defensive side. Big defensive tackle Chris Nelson, he'll miss the game too. The junior suffered an elbow injury during practice and will be out against that high-flying Tigers offense. So let's update the UT players missing the bowl game tally board. And we're up to 8 from a team that already wasn't world beaters to begin with. Connor Williams, Deshaun Elliott, Holden Hill are all leaving school early and jumping straight into the NFL draft. They won't risk injury in the Texas Bowl. Running back Chris Warren III is transferring. And then there are the 4 from today. So 8 Longhorns and all guys that can make an impact will be out on Wednesday against Missouri. Well, January will be a busy month for Baker Mayfield. On the 1st, he'll lead Oklahoma against Georgia in the college football playoff. And he might have a national championship game to play after that as well. Then at the end of the month, it's the Senior Bowl. Mayfield accepted an invite Friday to play at the Senior Bowl. Still the top postseason all-star game for college players to showcase their skills for NFL scouts. Well, it is early in the season. Conference play hasn't even started yet. But right now, the Texas basketball team is in last place in the Big 12. They have more losses than anyone else. They're taking on the little general Avery Johnson and his Alabama team in Birmingham. Both these teams 8-3 on the year. Horns in transition, that would be the theme of the evening. Kerwin Roach going right at the defender for the and one. Texas leads 20-17. Later in the first, UT pushing it again. Jacob Young to Alley. Roach the oop. Big jam there. Longhorns up by 10. Texas led by 7 at the half. Second half, Bamba running the floor. Mo Bamba throws it down with authority. Next time down, it's Young from the corner. Take all 3 of those. The Horns grab a 40-28 lead. Bama pulls within 6, but a nice sequence here for Texas. Bamba gets the block, and then the other freshman, Matt Coleman, gets the steal. Little 4-on-1 behind the back to Bamba for the two-handed power jam. Every time the Tide cut the lead, Texas extended it once again. Eric Davis, the big 3 here late. And after not getting a road win all of last season, UT gets its 2nd of the year, a nice 66-50 win over Alabama. Well, Baker Mayfield's Heisman Trophy on hand. We mentioned him earlier to watch the Sooners and Northwestern go at it on the hardwood. The Sooners have Trey Young, nation's leading scorer. He's basically Steph Curry in college. Deep 3 right there in transition. Stepping into another one, and that is pure silk. 19-8 Sooners. Let's go a little further. Higher degree of difficulty. Look at that. 44-22 Oklahoma. He had 25 points and 10 assists at the half. Second half, more ridiculous 3s. This one from way, way downtown. Young finishes with 31-12. Sooners win big. Red Raiders up to number 21 in the country, hosting Abilene Christian. A little throwdown from Keenan Evans to Zach Smith. Texas Tech up 22-10. Later in the first, Jarrett Culver misses. Zaire Smith there for the cleanup. The monster dunk. Raiders doubling up the Wildcats. 30-15. Second half we go. Tech still up 15. Evans with the hoop and the harm. Texas Tech improves to 11-1 with a 74-47 win. Well, it's been a hodgepodge of players for the Spurs so far this season. Not a lot of consistency, but here they go again, well on their way to having one of the best records in the Western Conference. Spurs 22-10 coming into their late West Coast game last night against the Jazz. San Antonio's 3-game win streak, though, coming to an end in Salt Lake City. The Spurs trailed by just 2 going into the fourth quarter. So Rodney Hood took over the game late. He poured in 29 points for the Jazz. San Antonio lost 100-89. The Spurs are back in action Saturday night in Sacramento. Rockets still without CP3, but James Harden doing his part to score for everybody else. End of the first half. Harden step back, drilling it, gets Houston up by 13. Austin Rivers, he had the answer for Harden. Rivers from outside. Okay, back to Houston and Harden. Drive and the bucket. He had 51 points. Wasn't enough though. Rivers had 36, including these three right here. The Clippers win 128-118. A surprise right there. That's back-to-back games. Harden with over 50, and the Rockets lose. Mavs snapped a 3-game losing streak last time out, trying to keep it going in Miami. Dallas working the ball around. Yogi Ferrell, the 3 right there. He had 23 points. Other end, Tyler Johnson. The lob for Bam Adebayo. Huge finish right there. A little better defense from the Mavs right here. Dwight Powell the block. Running the floor, gets rewarded for the hustle. Nice finish right there. What's Dirk up to these days? The German Moses still's got some game from deep. Dirk with 20. The Mavs fall 113-101. Little high school action here. The start of district play in 25, 6A, second-ranked Westlake hosting Greg Brown and Vandergrift. This was a fun game. The feed down low to Westlake's big man, Will Baker. Dunk right there. First points for the Shaps. If it worked once, let's go right back to it. 6'10" Baker, unstoppable, that close to the bucket. Vandergrift has their big man also. The turnover leads to Greg Brown just showing off right there. Nice windmill jam right there. His first points of the night, not his last. Second quarter, Brock Cunningham showing off his range from the corner, ties this game up. This was a highly efficient, impressive performance from both teams. Back to Brown. The sophomore getting going with another jam, this time flashing through the lane. Just throwing it down all over the place. Vipers up 5. Westlake coming back, though. Cunningham blocks him. Then up the court to Keontae Kennedy for his jam. Great game that Westlake would eventually pull out 65-53. Will Baker leading the way for the Shaps with 30 points. All right, it's time for a quick break here on Sports Night. When we return, we chat with Bowie defensive back Pierce Withers. Last name might ring a bell. He talks about his time with the Bulldogs and his future playing D1 football. We'll be right back.